country. If you are a Christian, I think you should take it upon yourself, or a Muslim and take it upon yourself to actually do something about all of these fucking people out there who are giving you a bad name. And by doing these things, and what do? I mean, there's something wrong in your belief system if this is what keeps continuing to happen in the name of God.
Right. I think it just comes down to, if you want to, be the change you want to see in the world, and help make the change in your own backyard before you make it across the pond, or you know what I'm saying. So I think in order for us to get to that place, which if we ever will, who knows, we're all unique in our own way. But I think that things like this happening, even though it is very tragic and it is devastating, it started a strong conversation, and a lot of people are listening, and a lot of people are maybe seeing things in a new way for the first time. Maybe people that were 1 foot in, 1 foot out as far as the LGBT community and the progression that it's made. Maybe this was that kind of push over the edge for them that was like, what, that's not right. This is a community, and they were having fun in their own place, and they were attacked just for being who they were, whether it was somebody that had internalized homophobia about themselves and it was an internal issue or an external issue or a racial issue or a religious issue. It has started a conversation that I think that we need right now. It's kind of like I was explaining to my friend, moments like this where it's such high pressure and there's so much conversation going on and there's a lot of controversy. It's kind of like the tectonic plates on Earth, just like bumping into each other and bumping into each other. And eventually it's going to pop and change will come. And unfortunately, it takes tragedies like these to happen and examples like these to happen for any solidity to come out of it to push forward on gun control with these types of mass shooting weapons.
But let's look at the fact here. The fact is that in 2004 they repealed dumbfuck Bush repealed the no assault weapon ban, whatever, and the gun laws we had that were helping protect and actually not only that law, but also Florida had a law proposed rather that was going to prevent people who were on a certain list, terrorists or whatever, obviously, as well, not getting it. And they didn't do that. And we still have the same issue. And the point I was trying to make is that, yes, I agree that it brings us together and we say kumbaya, we are Orlando, we are Paris, we are whatever, what's happened. And we are these things, great, and it's wonderful, and I think it's a good thing it brings us together. But what happens is we have a short-term memory in America, and we forget, and it just continues to happen over and over, and nothing ever changes. It's the same fucking bullshit. And that's what pisses me off.
Right.
It pisses me off. And so let's talk about gun control laws. Let's talk about that. Why after Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after this, after all ones, the bazillion ones that have happened in America that we've have in the guy that Dylan Klebold or whatever, what's his name, the guy in the church and everything. I mean, these people who had guns. Now, I'm not saying every single one of these would have been stopped by stricter gun laws, but some of them would have been. And don't you think if you just stop one, that's enough? Isn't one person enough? So people say, oh, well, that's not going to stop them. They're still going to get guns, blah, 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 blah. Well, fuck you. Yeah, they're still going to get guns. People are still going to get guns. But if you just stop one fucking person, you're going to stop more people with these gun laws than you would had you not done it. So if you're saving one fucking person, isn't that fucking worth the law?
Exactly.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Exactly. Did you go ahead?
No, but I was just saying, just to point out, because someone brought this up when I was watching a show. It might have been The View, actually. I can't remember. But someone on the show had brought up the point that how was he able to get his guns, knowing that he had just been interrogated by the FBI and that type of thing. And I think it was something to the fact that they had questioned him about something, but he wasn't actually charged or anything of that nature. So when he went and got his guns, and they did a 3-day background check on him, he technically got it legally because there wasn't anything on his background.
He was on the FBI. He was on the FBI watch list, though,
which is still crazy to me. Which is still crazy to me because I'm like, I feel like even if you're questioned by the FBI, because that's serious if you're questioned by the FBI, but like if you're questioned by the FBI for some type of terroristic threat, possibly according to what they're saying, I feel like that should be like, that should have been something on there regardless. Like
He was.
but
That's but the point is that even though you have all these things on your record and you're on the no-fly list and you're on FBI radar,
Still
and blah,
get a
blah, blah,
gun.
blah, blah, you can still get these types of weapons.
Exactly.
That is the problem. These weapons should not be able to be not only so easily accessible, but accessible at all to anybody in the general public.
I agree.
No, I agree. And then I was thinking to
Period.
myself, I'm like, how the hell where do you go to? Well, I don't want to know where you want to go to, but I'm like,
Well,
where
did
do
you
you just
see
walk,
there was
walk
a
in and just be like, I want to get an AK-47?
Listen,
Like,
there's
I don't know.
if you look on the internet, I saw it today. I couldn't even watch it. It made me so sick. But there's an article that one of a local, like a CBS local affiliate somewhere, they did sort of like an investigation thing. They sent a journalist to see if they could go get the same gun, the exact same gun that was used, and they were able to get it in 7 minutes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Seriously?
Crazy. Anybody can get a fucking gun. Anybody. And it doesn't matter if you're on a fucking no-fly list or you're on the FBI's watch list or whatever.
Right, which is the problem, and I think it comes down to just common sense.
Well, do you know also, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, I'm sure you probably are, but I just wanted to reiterate for people who weren't aware that, the problem with the gun law, one of the many problems with the gun law is in America that you can, yes, we have background checks, that sort of thing for buying a registered gun. You're a registered user, you take classes, you can do a background check, blah, blah, blah. Then you get the gun 3 days later or whatever, right? Great. However, there's a loophole because you can buy a gun at a private event anywhere. You don't have to go to the fucking gun store and go to the background check. If you go to a private gun show, you can get a gun anywhere legally. You can legally go, and there's no background check, nothing. So literally anybody can go into a fucking gun show, buy as many fucking guns as they want, and do whatever the fuck they want with them. And that's how a lot of people like this get guns like that, although he didn't have to do that, but many of them do. So we have a problem with our law and our legal loopholes here, and nothing ever changes. I just want to understand how many fucking people have to die. And I'm pissed off at President Obama. And even though I love him because he's a fucking awesome president, but anyway, besides this issue and many other presidents before him, most of them, they don't really seem to do anything about it. Now he's tried to go to Congress, and because Congress is mostly Republican and blah blah blah, and so they try to block every fucking thing he does, right? So it's really their fault. But my point is that where does it stop? Why can't he get fucking write a goddamn veto or something? Not a veto. What's it called?
Right.
A directive or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
Presidential whatever. Executive order. That's what I'm trying to say. Why doesn't he just do that? Because it'd save people's lives. I mean, just do that. But I don't understand why we still have this issue. So people, I guess I do, because of conservatives. Now, how many people are listening to this show right now are conservative? Zero, I'm sure. But I got to say, those of you who know conservatives, talk to your conservative friends, your conservative family members, and try to explain to them that it's much more important to have people alive than dead just because you want to have the right to get your gun anytime you want to get it. You're still going to get your gun. If you have a legal right to get your gun.
You know what? I want.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was done. I was just making a point.
No, I was just saying that I would just love to hear from an NRA member to just get their thoughts on this.
Really? Why?
I mean, just to see what their opinion is on it. I mean, I'm sure they're aware of what's going on. I just want to know, as someone who's a member of this group, of what their thought is on it. I mean,
I think I know what their thought is.
That's all.
I mean, it's like the same thing about saying, "Oh, what would a Republican, a right-wing Republican, think about gay rights, or what would a right-wing Republican think about abortion?" It's the same thing, and NRA members the same thing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just their general idea of what they think.
No one
what they think
from my cold dead hands or whatever the fuck Charlton Heston said. That's what they think. He was the fucking spokesperson for NRA, and they think that bullshit. So we know what they think. We don't need to ask them. But if you are an NRA member, call in and we'll talk to you. If you really think you can.
I don't understand that, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, that, and maybe it's because I'm naive and I just want to see the glass half full. I don't understand why it's so challenging, regardless of where you come from, what your religion is, the color of your skin, the color of your eyes, what your sexuality is, what your horoscope is, whatever. I don't understand why it's so hard to just want the best for the next person.
It's called
I don't
humanity,
understand
and
that. But
nobody has it anymore.
You're right.
I,
You're
I
absolutely right.
like that's why I'm just dumbfounded. I'm like, you don't think before you tweet or say something so hateful. You don't think, what if not only okay, let me say this. Not only about the 49 people that were killed here and the 100 that were injured, or the other 50 that were injured, but you don't think about the people that were shot in schools, churches, movie theaters, malls. You don't think about those people either, and the color of their skin, their religion. Those are y'all people too. So that's what's hard for me, because you don't, before you tweet and say something hateful like, no, they deserved it, or just killed 50 pedophiles or whatever, what all the things that people are saying, you're not thinking about the other people that have been affected by the same issue. And I don't understand why that's so hard.
I understand exactly how you
Right.
feel. I feel exactly the same way. I could not agree with you more. And I don't think, I've ever really vocalized it that way, but I think I understand what you mean. I think a lot of people feel the same way. They think, what the fuck is the problem? People can't just love each other and like say, okay, it's like you go out in the middle of the street. Like today, I was driving down the street and I was, there were two women in front of me. I was driving through a drive-through, actually, start on Lemon Anyway, I was driving through there and these two women walked in front of me. Now, I could have easily just ran them over. Get the fuck out of my way, bitches. But I didn't do that because I have common decency for humanity and for the value of human life. Because I don't want to do that, and I let them pass. I go ahead, and I waved them on. They said thank you, and they smiled, and then I went through. Now, that's just a small example, but my point is the same thing with the gun control or anything else. I mean, if you want to, do the nice thing, the good thing for people who are your neighbors and people that your human brothers and sisters, like you're saying, then what the fuck is the problem? I could not agree with you more, Christian.
Right. So and it was one of those things as it was breaking, the news was breaking Sunday morning. When before they said it was a gay club, I remember reading and they were saying that at first it was a club, right? So and then at first, people were just commenting like, "Oh my God, it's so tragic, that happened, yada yada yada." And then when the media said that it was a gay club, all of a sudden some of the comments went from "Oh my God, that's so sad" to yeah, I mean, I feel bad what happened to him, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens when you gay. Like I saw comments like this online,
Well, we
Right.
saw
but
also, of course, Senator, what's his name, Senator Patrick or whatever. Dan Patrick is his name, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick in Texas. Here, he had tweeted right after this happened on his Twitter page. He tweeted this quote: "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." In response to Orlando and what happened in Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
basically saying that the gays deserved what they got. So.
Right.
Jason, yeah. I mean, it's like these people are fucking assholes. He got a lot of fucking flack for it too. But people are that kind of
As you should.
there's that kind of hatred. I'm sure you know this already. Just like there were towards black people or anybody else. There's that kind of hatred towards gay people from all segments of society.
Yes, and this is another thing that's really frustrating for me that I think I hope that we can continue to work on as a community in life. If you let's say three groups of people that are always tagged in the media and are very what's the word I'm looking for, very vulnerable, shall we say, for widespread hate and a lot of media attention: the LGBT community, the black community, and the Muslim community. Now what I don't understand is how people in the black community, even though maybe it doesn't have to do with gay rights, but the rights and the fight for equality and civil rights is exactly the same.
No. They say those who do not believe in gay rights or gay people or whatever, being gay is wrong or whatever because of the Bible, whatever, who are black, I mean, say, I've heard this many times, they say, no, you cannot compare being gay with being black. It's not the same thing, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not saying they're the same thing. I'm not saying they're the same thing.
I'm not saying you're saying that. My point is they're saying they don't see
right.
They don't see it.
Right. I'm saying that they're very vulnerable and they experience the same type of things from random people on the street, from being called slang and being attacked in the media.
Yeah.
So they feel the same feelings. Well, then turn around and be some of the first ones to say some of these most hateful things. Again, not everybody.
Yep.
Not everybody, of course.
Yep.
But a lot of the ones that I were seeing were black males.
Yep. Homophobia is rampant in the black community, just like it